What's up, G.I. Joe fans? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Museum. I'll be your curator today. Guys, we have a really cool exhibit for you today. And actually we got a cool collector by the name of RV. And he and I were doing some commenting earlier, about a day or so ago, about these particular figures. These are the 2008 G.I. Joe figures that were actually originally released from back in 2008 from Walmart, and these were supposed to be the vintage style, retro style figures that were released back in the early 60s. So Hasbro was trying to, basically bring these guys back out and give us a taste of that vintage flavor back in 2008. And these were going to be exclusively sold through Walmart. And I didn't get mine from Walmart. Actually, I got mine a year later in 2009 as a birthday present. So I couldn't tell you if my family got them from Walmart or where they got them, but they were sealed. They were, they were mint, because my family knows exactly how I am. So I'm sure they probably got them from Walmart as a surprise for me. But like I said, me and RV, cool collector, he's picking some of these guys up, and I told him, it's funny because I had a review coming out on this in a little bit, so this is a cool exhibit, and we want to kind of help RV out any way we can with information on these guys, and if he needs to locate some of these guys, we probably can help him out with that as well. So this exhibit will definitely help with that, and we want you guys just to sit back and enjoy as well. Like we said, this is a 2008 Hasbro release. Once again, being sold exclusively through Walmart. You can see it still has the Walmart stickers on them. And I guess we could start with the Marine. The Action Marine. Once again, this was a salute to the figures that were produced back in let's get you back in the 1960s. And here's our Action Marine. You can see he's still sealed in there. He's got all of the plastic parts that hold him in, his base, and then the head. This would have been cool if all of the coffin boxes were sold like this. It had these particular plastic pieces in it. There's his hat. Behind him, he has his manual, his operations manual behind him. And they didn't come with much. That was, for the most part, that was it. No weapons. They were packaged and sold just like they were back in the 1960s. Those iconic vintage hands, and some collectors hated those hands. I like those hands. It was more of the vintage flavor, and sure, when the Kung Fu grip hands came out, people really ate that up. They loved the Kung Fu grip hands. Really cool. Get you another blown out shot of the Action Marine. And these were made very well. I mean, my guy has never been out of his box. I've never taken him out. But in a sense, this is a a nice close-up of him. That's one thing I like about the coffin boxes, is that there wasn't that glass that was separating them, that plastic that was separating those guys. You could actually get real close to the figure without actually having to take him out. So that would drive me crazy if to have to take him out. There's our action marine. I'll see him back over here. Let's look at our, which one now, guys? There's our action sailor. Let's do our action pilot. And let's set the marine up here. Let's do our action pilot. As you can see, the box is beautiful. Authentic reproduction of a 1964 G.I. Joe figure. And all of them came with that, with those markings on them. And here the box had all the exact same markings and pictures that the action, then you hear up here at the top, you had your complete list of all of his equipment, accessories. Let's take this out here. Some of these boxes are easier than others. Let me see. Let's set him up a little bit for you guys. Once again, there it says hat, the base, nice and shiny. Like I said, I've never taken these guys out. Behind him, there's his manual. These guys came in different hair colors. I have a brown hair one right here. I always love the these orange pilot suits. It's got the two little snaps on the side, zipper. Let's get you a blown out shot. Guys, if you're just joining us, welcome to the M.I.B Master Museum. Just doing a quick exhibit tour of our Hasbro G.I. Joe 2008 figures, Walmart exclusives. And the idea was, with these figures, was to buy the accessory sets with equipment and clothing, and then you could put your G.I. Joe back in, into different, exciting situations, adventures. And that's what the kids in the 60s, did. I mean, so that you could buy the figure like this in a coffin box with his, his basic outfit on. And then you would go out, and this is Hasbro at its marketing genius best, getting the parents, getting the parents to really buy into that aspect of, okay, now we need to go out and get accessories. We got to get weapons. We got to get these outfits for our kids, because they got the figure, but for some reason it didn't seem complete without extra weapons and accessories and gear. And that's where Hasbro, really made a lot of money, and it was a marketing dynamo in that respect. Very just marketing genius. No different than what Barbie was doing. I mean, Barbie had the market, you know, for the most part covered like that. You know, you have to buy 1,000 accessories. I believe, guys, I know I had a sister. So we did the Action Marine. We did the Action Pilot. Guys, what do you think so far? Do you have any of these guys? Are you looking for any of these guys? Well, look no further. Like I said, you can still find these guys. You can go on eBay, Amazon. I will always tell you, Cotswold Collectibles is the absolute top of my list. First place I would always look. I always check Cotswold Collectibles first and foremost. Let's check the Action Soldier out. Primarily because they're collectors themselves, and they've done such a phenomenal job on protecting and caring for these figures. They simply won't sell a figure that's in C5 or C4 condition. They try to get around C8 to C10 condition, and that's just what has endeared me to those guys. You see, exact same art work that was on the coffin boxes back in the 1960s. Turn him around there. It's beautiful. Let's lift this box up. Just nice and clean, crisp, clean, minty fresh, as you can see. Still, you know, sealed up on his base. There's his hat. There's his operations manual behind him. RV, let's make a deal, buddy. RV has a ton of things that I want from his collection, and I'm trying to subtly find ways to get them. RV's an excellent collector. Please check out his channel. RV's Comics and Reviews, Toys and Reviews. Definitely one of my favorite collectors out there. I think because we think along the same lines as far as our collectibles. And this is the Action Soldier. Less is more. I've always thought that this uniform here was always super cool because it's just basic, you know, this green, olive green, drab green, I should say. Get the backpack, his rifle, his helmet, you know, and just a true army man. It's got the buttons there. Just a really cool birthday present back in 2009 for me. And I love my family to death. I appreciate them very much. Let's get this back. There's our Action Soldier. One last one. Here's our Action Sailor. Let's get a shot of the box real quick. And these are all the sets that you could, uniform sets and stuff that you could buy. And this is what I'm talking about. the Sea Rescue Life Raft set. And I mean, as a kid, this would send you into orbit as a kid back in the 1960s. I mean, you wanted all of these sets. You know, you had to have the Attack Life Jacket set and all these beautiful sets. Frogman set. Maybe somebody want to see if it was just the basic back of the box. Let's lift this guy up here. Here's our action sailor. Got the blonde hair. Dungarees on there. There's his cap, sailor's cap, boots. Operations manual in the back. This is just another cool outfit. Clean, minty fresh. I've never physically touched this figure ever. This is where my thumb is at. It's probably the closest I've ever come to touching a figure. It's an illness, guys. I'm M.I.B for a reason. Beautiful. And the head sculpt is simply iconic. And this is back in a time period where collectors were absolutely craving the vintage 1960 figures. And we couldn't get enough of them. And this is Hasbro, putting their marketing genius hat on and really catering to the collectors. These were collectors' figures. These sets were geared towards collectors. They were produced with collectors in mind. These were not for the younger demographic. These were strictly for the collectors. Younger demographic didn't know anything about the 1960 vintage G.I. Joes, nor did they care. They wanted things that could blow up. They wanted firing mechanisms in their toys, spring-activated loaded weapons and things of that nature. They didn't care about, these figures like this. Oh, great, you can put accessories on them and dress them up. That's cool. But, we want trucks that could roll and shoot missiles out of it. And so, I mean, this was definitely for the collectors and the generation that came from the 1960s. I'm from the 1970s, so I miss this part of G.I. Joe history. But here at the M.I.B Master Museum, this is what we're all about. We're all about the preservation and historical value of G.I. Joe. The collectors love the close-ups. Let's put this guy back in, and except guys, we want to thank you for hanging out with us today, and we hope you enjoyed this exhibit, this tour of these 4 beautiful figures. We have more on the way, more exhibits, more awesome surprises. I almost gave it away. I had to catch myself. I almost gave it away. We got some surprises coming up, and we're getting asked a lot of questions about giveaways and things like that. Do you give anything away? From your yes, we will be doing some giveaways, and we have to build up our subscriptions a little bit more. We want more subscribers to the show, to our channel, and we're going to be doing some giveaways. So definitely, we got some fun surprises I'm talking with subscribers. I'm always communicating with my subscribers. We have some super subscribers that we're talking to about trying some different things, going down some different avenues, and really bringing some more fun to the channel and to the museum, and getting you guys more involved with the actual setup of our museum, you know, and what we do on a daily basis here. So we want you guys just to be a big part of it, and so we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and like I said, we're excited about it. So with that being said, guys, you know the routine. God bless. And keep collecting.